Nah, what? By far one of the weirdest ways to promote a star like Ryan Garcia, by having another platform's fighter diss him and release it the morning of the fight. That's exactly what DAZN did to Ryan Garcia ahead of the Duarte fight. And Shakur Stevenson has something to say about Ryan Garcia. In fact, roll the clip.
Said you would stay in the pocket with Ryan Garcia. Why you say that?
Because he's trash. He got one thing, all I gotta do is block a left hook. Like, he's not, Ryan is trash.
But he's at 140. I mean, if that fight presented itself, would you go to 140 to fight him?
Okay.
I don't know, we gotta talk about it. I ain't gonna count anything out.
Right.
But I would prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right, catch weight or something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have full advantage.
Yeah, we don't need, but I mean, at the end of the day, Ryan ain't never win nothing in boxing. Like, what world title has Ryan?
Shakur Stevenson, that's what he had to say about Ryan Garcia. He's done nothing, ain't nothing, and Ryan Garcia is trash. He ain't accomplished nothing. Now, my take on this is perhaps a little bit different than other people who may record this video, because the question I want to know is, how come DAZN is putting this out and they're putting it out the day of Ryan Garcia's fight with Oscar Duarte? In fact, I posted a tweet. Make sure you guys follow me at Boxingego. Unpopular opinion. I understand clickbait, but why would DAZN post a video of Shakur Stevenson saying that Ryan Garcia is trash the morning of his fight with Oscar Duarte? Is that a proper way to promote your star? Mind you, Shakur Stevenson is with Top Rank ESPN at the moment, #ego, and I meant every word of that. I try to tell y'all I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. I pose questions that other people aren't willing to ask. And from where I'm standing, I feel for DAZN Boxing to have Akim Barak do an interview with Shakur Stevenson. Now, I get it. There's not going to be censorship. You're not going to censor what Shakur Stevenson is saying. But is this just for views to put that out right before he's about to fight? Like, imagine McDonald's. We'll just use something that everybody knows. McDonald's, if they came out, they said that they're doing this, they're revamping their menu. So let's say they have a brand new Big Mac, right? The Big Mac 2.0. And then you have somebody from Burger King, and you have McDonald's. Let's just say they have some type of Instagram page or whatever. You got the person from Burger King being interviewed on the official McDonald's page slandering the Big Mac 2.0. The guy from Burger King is saying, yo, at the end of the day, the new Big Mac is trash. And you're going to debut this Big Mac 2.0 later in the evening. To me, I don't really understand that. Ryan is about to fight Oscar Duarte. The fight has already been riddled with drama from Ryan and Golden Boy, dissing Golden Boy. It hasn't even been like Oscar Duarte and Ryan Garcia. They're not even talking trash to each other. They did a face-off. They were respectful for each other. So everything, every piece of press that this fight is really getting in promotion is really negativity. Ryan Garcia and Oscar Duarte, it don't look like they have any personal issues. Ryan just wants to make a statement. Oscar Duarte, he has his opportunity to take on a name like Ryan Garcia, so he's going to try to make the most of it. But other than that, everything has been in this promotion. The buzz and the buzzworthy and the noteworthy or newsworthy moments have been either Ryan dissing B-Hop and Oscar De La Hoya, and Golden Boy and Oscar making faces, I do believe, in the background. And then now you're posting a top-ranked ESPN fighter in Shakur Stevenson, and he's bad-mouthing the main event. Again, that's Shakur's opinion. If he thinks Ryan's trash, he thinks he's trash. I personally think it's a bit weird to have your main event and slight your main event and then release that conveniently before his fight. That doesn't grow the fight. Ryan's already coming off of a loss to Gervonta Davis, and now you have an outsider, meaning somebody who's not official or known to be working with DAZN in any capacity, and he's saying how trash the main fighter is. I don't see how that's a good play for a subscription-based imprint like DAZN, or gonna make people want to buy tickets to this Oscar Duarte fight. Not to mention, you also have this whole deal with Oscar Duarte being at a catchweight. So the fight's a catchweight. Oscar and Ryan and B-Hop and Ryan, so Ryan and his promoters don't seem to be seeing eye to eye. So you have catchweight, you have the Golden Boy Ryan beef, and now you have, to add insult to injury, you got an op fighter, meaning someone who's not with Golden Boy, not with DAZN, and he's bad-mouthing, saying how trash Ryan Garcia is, and DAZN really sees fit to, on the eve of the fight, not even the eve, the morning of the fight, that's when they decided to release this. It's kind of weird. Very weird, in fact. It's a weird play to promote a fight. I've never really seen anything like that. That would be like, a lot of people talk bad about Shakur Stevenson or Gervonta Davis or whatever. I mean, you're going to find other fighters who aren't really impressed, right? And let's say PBC has a fight with Gervonta Davis and he's about to fight main event, and you get one of Gervonta's ops, somebody who you know has been beefing with Gervonta Davis, like let's say Devin Haney, and then PBC interviews Devin Haney, and instead of him like breaking down who he picks for the winner of Gervonta Davis versus Pitbull Cruz 2 or whatever, he's just talking about how trash Gervonta Davis is and how he sucks as a fighter. Not really a good way to market. Now, I gotta talk and spend some time about what Shakur said regarding Ryan Garcia. He's saying he's trash. I've said it before, I like Shakur, but I think the best thing would be for him to log off and take a bit of time after his last performance with Edwin De Los Santos. Take a little bit of time away from social media. They were already calling him Shakira Twitterson and things like that. And he's just constantly in the public eye, and he's ridiculing and bad-mouthing and belittling other fighters and things of this sort. But I don't know if it's really helping his brand, to be honest. So he's saying Ryan Garcia is trash, but then the interviewers ask him, would you be willing, since Ryan, he's fighting at a catchweight, which I've already made videos about, but he's moved up to the 140 pound, and they're saying, would you be willing to fight Ryan at 140 pounds? Shakur Stevenson says, basically, he's not going to rule anything out, but he wants to make Ryan Garcia sweat a little bit and not have the full advantage. So he would prefer the fight at a catchweight.
Well, prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right. Catchweight is something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have full advantage.
Yeah, we don't need, but I mean, at the end of the day, Ryan ain't never win nothing in boxing. Like, what world title?
So as far as I'm concerned, you can't really have your cake and eat it too. Shakur Stevenson is belittling the man, saying he's trash, he sucks, but then you're saying you want him at a catchweight. And you're also saying you're willing to stand in front of Ryan Garcia. So it begs the question, if Ryan Garcia is this bad, if Ryan Garcia is this trash, then why do you prefer a catchweight? That really doesn't make sense to me. You're an Olympian, you say your ish don't stink, and you're all the way thorough, but then you don't want to fight him at 140. You prefer him to lose a little weight. When he's fighting Duarte at a catchweight, there's probably a reason for that. You know, maybe he struggles or lacks discipline or whatever. That's just weird. I just feel like it's Shakur's put himself in really a weird zone where you can't have it both ways. You can't say someone, as far as where I'm from, it's hard to say somebody is trash, but then you don't want to fight them under like the normal circumstance. Then they're not that trash. They have at least something. But Shakur let him tell it. He's saying all Ryan has is a left hook. I'll stand in front of you. Ryan is not saying that. He says, I'll beat up Shakur, you know, and teach him a lesson because I don't like him. He's arrogant. Shakur is the one that is like interjecting the catchweight to it all. But obviously we got to see what happens in the Oscar Duarte fight. Some are saying this is super dangerous because of knockout puncher, Ryan coming off of a loss. But I just feel like Shakur is kind of putting his brand in no man's land. Some people are sliding him, saying he should have took the 25% for Devin Haney. He's saying Ryan Garcia, the only thing he's done is fight Gervonta Davis and came up short, which is true. He did fight Gervonta Davis, but you can't really relegate his career to, oh, all he did was lose to Gervonta Davis, because everybody's lost to Gervonta Davis. And you can't say he's not really done anything in the sport, but he has some things that you don't have. The followers, and more importantly, statistics. Like him and Tank Davis did 1 million plus. You've never even been on pay-per-view. nor have you done $1 million plus for any of your fights. And even the Edwin De Los Santos trended down from past Shakur numbers that he's done. So I do feel Shakur is kind of stepping out of bounds a little bit with his critique. He said, and it's weird because Shakur, he's, at least from what he's saying in interviews, he doesn't really have much respect for a bunch of fighters in the game. You know, he says he will beat Tank. Tank thinks his ish don't stink and he will beat him. He says Devin Haney not all that. When the conversation was Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson said that Frank Martin ain't accomplished nothing, ain't done nothing. But Frank Martin fought Michelle Rivera, and that was a very good performance. We just watched Rivera come back after failing PED, so who knows what was in his system when he fought Frank Martin. He came back, fought at 140, and looked very good against a guy like Sergey Lipinets, who held his own with Jaron Ennis as long as he could. So you're saying Frank Martin ain't done nothing, but then you didn't get to fight him. You know, you're saying Ryan Garcia sucks, but then you want him at a catchweight. So I just feel like there's a lot of small print with what Shakur Stevenson is saying. If you truly believe Ryan is trash and whatnot, why are you even at his fight? You know, you're literally at his fight week. I understand you stay in Houston or whatever, and his fight is happening in Houston, but I don't show up to events that I don't want to be at. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't like the person or, you know, I'm not going to somebody's house party I don't care. Because why would I lend my image and brand to something that I don't rock with? You know, and Shakur always talks about, oh, I'm solid, and Teofimo, you two-faced and stuff like that. You're talking bad about the man, but going to his event. It's just all a bit weird, especially the catchweight when you say you'll stand in front of him, but you want him drained a bit. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm out.